Hey, what's going on? Before we hop into the video, I just have to go over a couple things. First off, I am an affiliate of Palmetto Armory. I do have to disclose that. They did send me this rifle to test, but that doesn't have an effect on how I feel about this rifle. This is a very honest and fair review of this rifle, I believe. And so you can watch the video. I point out a lot of good things about the rifle, and I point out a lot of bad things about the rifle. And so take that for what it is. I do have to disclose that. Secondly, YouTube is really cracking down on gun-related content and such. And so I would love if you would just go over, check in the description, and follow me on a couple other socials just in case they completely nix this channel at some point. All right, let's hop into the video. All right, so let's go over the JAKL. We'll go from tip to butt. So this version of the JAKL, it actually comes with the 3-prong AAC flash hider. As you can tell, it's getting pretty smoked up there. As we work our way back, you're gonna get to a monolithic upper. It does have M-LOK support. As you can tell, we have the Surefire Scout light up there. Can use M-LOK components. And then on top, you have room for switches, lasers, and whatnot. As we get further back, you have your charging handle on the left side. This makes it really easy to do reloads and stuff like that. And it is just fun and sounds cool. So drop the bolt. And look, they even got the nice little JAKL on there. It is getting a little dirty. Don't worry about that. We're putting this thing through its paces. As we work our way back, I do have an HRF magwell on there, but this is just a standard mil-spec lower. It has a mil-spec trigger in here. As you can tell, you don't have a dust cover on this. It just closes on its own. So if you lock it open, then it's just wide open. You have a nice brass deflector here on the side, as well as your normal mag release. You can switch this out for an extended mag release or anything like that if you would like to. As we flip it over, we have our bolt catch, bolt release. And with this, you're gonna see that it is a little thinner than a normal bolt catch. So you're not gonna be able to switch this out. You're probably not gonna be able to run a bad lever on it. As you can tell, you have a rim right here protecting it. And so it's probably just going to be limited to running this unless someone else produces a mag release that works with this particular upper. Fire selector, and it is only one-sided. So you don't get a, what's the word? What am I looking for?
Ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous, that's correct. So you don't get an ambidextrous safety on this, unfortunately. This is an adapter that comes on the JAKL, so you can use your standard mil-spec lower and you can attach a stock to it. Now, this stock I'm not a fan of. It is, as some people will say, a little flimsy. It is adjustable though, which I do like that it does have a lot of adjustability to it, and it has an adjustable cheek riser, but unfortunately for me, I do not like this cheek riser. I like to extend my buttstock pretty far, and so to be able to use this cheek riser, I really have to be up front on it. And so whenever I have it extended, this is just not working for me. Also, we do have a little bit of wear and tear when collapsing this stock. As you can tell right there, this is plastic, or I guess a polymer. Essentially plastic, and that pressure on there has started to bend that polymer a little bit. What is cool is it does have a battery compartment here, so you can store your CR123s, AA's, whatever you need in there. and keep them nice and tucked away for your optics, your lasers, or what have you. So it does lock in nice whenever you flip it out. It feels good to just flip it out and lock it in, and it looks really good. You do have your standard MOE grip on here. It is nice and textured, and so the grip is fine. We do have the compatibility with QD mounts. You do have QD mounts on the front and on the stock. Now, I had no issues with your standard QD mounts for slings on the back here. I did run into one slight issue that I've talked to PSA about and they're looking into, and that is with the Magpul Enhanced QD swivels. They do not like to lock into here. They will feel locked in. Once you put pressure on them, they will pop out. Regular Magpul QD mounts work fine. It's just the really weird ones with the tabs on the side were not working properly with this. Palmetto State Armory is looking into that. I don't know if Magpul is even going to stick with those. I haven't really been impressed with them, and they're super expensive compared to your regular QD. So not a big issue there. And I like to run my QD mounts on the left front and the right back, and that just seemed to work really well with this rifle. I will say with this rifle, with the piston in the front, there is a lot of weight up here. When you start throwing lasers and lights and switches on the front, it does get heavy. So if you're going to be shooting this rifle for multiple hours a day, you're probably going to want to do some left arm workouts, really beef up those muscles so that you can sit there and you can hold this rifle up for an extended period of time. That's all I kind of got. We're going to throw a suppressor on it. We're going to shoot it some. We will have to tune the gas block. We have shot this suppressed before, and honestly, we haven't taken the time to find that perfect median between overgassed and gassed with the suppressor on and off. And so we will do a little bit of fine tuning and see if we can find that sweet spot. Hey, and I just want to give a big shout out to Armageddon Gear. They sent me this suppressor cover and a couple other things I'm going to show you a little later. But let's get this tested real quick. Hey. Seems to be cycling. They could probably be gassed a little bit more, but we'll run a couple more rounds through and put it on safe. We'll put a couple more rounds through it a little bit faster and see how she cycles. But honestly, with the suppressor, it's soft. I just love shooting suppress. There's just something very American about throwing a suppressor on a gun. Oh, yep. So we'll give it a little bit of an adjustment. So it does have an adjustable gas block right here. We will just click it one stage over. Typically, I should be able to take a round and do this with it, but with the laser up here, there's a little bit of a pain. There we go. Locked in. Should be keyed there. We didn't get locked back there. Oh, nope, we still had one round. That's why we didn't get locked back. I'm stupid. 3, 2, 1. It likes running suppressed, honestly. Now, as you can tell, you don't get any mirage or anything with the Armageddon Gear wrap on it. It's really holding in that heat. I can grab the suppressor even after running rounds through it. And it's completely fine. That's really nice, especially when it's a hot day. Today we have a little bit of overcast. It's not too hot out here yet. But on a hot day, you start getting that mirage. It starts affecting your point of impact because you're not seeing the target as well. All right. So now that we have it off, we have what's called the hot pocket. So whenever you're transporting your suppressor and you just got done at the range, you can actually put it in here. And this keeps it nice and safe from burning something in your car or in your bag or anything like that. So let's test the JAKL in the folded configuration and see how it functions and stuff like that. I haven't really messed with it too much like this. So I think we got 6 or 7 rounds here. So we'll load it up. Rack it. Now one thing you will notice, the safety is going to be kind of hard to reach here when it is folded. You can do it, it's just a little difficult. But yeah, we'll flip it off and we'll see how she runs folded. You can shoot it from the folded position. It functioned fine. No malfunctions or anything like that. I just got done shooting the JAKL and I wanted to go over a couple things before we close out this video. And one of them I was kind of reminded of as I was shooting, and that is a heating issue with the gas block in this rail system. And that may be a turnoff for some, and so let's go over it real quick because we need to cover that. So if you can tell right here, you can see this gas block starts right there, runs all the way up to here. And so that is really chunky piece of metal, is located very close, as you can tell, to the rail. And that gas block will get hot as you shoot, especially if you're shooting suppressed. And so that heat from that gas block transfers into the rail, and that is a position that you're typically going to be holding right in here. And so the rail system can heat up very quickly, especially on a hot day. Today's not too hot, and so it wasn't too much of an issue, especially because we weren't shooting suppressed. But if we were, still could have been an issue today. Some people will just wear a glove on their left hand if they want to, or you know, they'll just put up with the heat and stuff like that. I can tell you, I have shot this suppressed in the heat, and it has gotten really hot to the point where we had to let the gun cool down. The stock, whenever I was getting up on target, I wasn't able to get a reliable cheek rest each time. And so some of my shots were thrown off because I was rushing and not getting a great sight picture because I wasn't able to index my cheek to the stock. Overall though, really like this gun and shooting it. It was super fun. If you saw, it operates well. I've never really had an issue with the gun as far as I've had it for 600 rounds the last 2 months, putting it through its paces. Jeremy Two Taps as well has shot this gun multiple times and he's never run into an issue with it either. The reliability of it can't be understated. The only time I did have an issue is when I was running it suppressed and I had not adjusted the gas block properly. And that's on me, that's not on the gun. So you definitely want to make sure you're tuning the gun, especially the gas block, whenever you're running suppressed. Who I think this gun is for anyone that's looking to step into the piston-driven AR platform. This gun offers a lot of great features. I do like this being in the 16-inch overall with the 14.5 with the flash hider. If I was gonna get this rifle though, and for what I would want it for is like a truck gun, and I would probably want it in 300 blackout. This one's in 5.56. They do make them in 300 blackout, and so I would get a 300 blackout in like a 10.5-inch barrel and SBR it. That's just personally what I would like to do with a JAKL. And so in the future, that's probably what I will do. I'll look at getting one of those. If you are new here, please like, subscribe, comment, tell me what I don't know, tell me what I did wrong, tell me what you don't like about this video. PSA JAKL, give it a thumbs up. There are some negatives like I pointed out. With everything, there's gonna be pros and cons. If you can get past the cons and you like all the pros that it has, then I would highly recommend it. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching the video. I'll see you next time. Peace.